Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is John, or Last Frontier Bricks, and this is my review of the LEGO Star Wars 2024 Darth Maul's Sith Infiltrator, part of the line of sets celebrating the 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars. It is set number 75383, comes with 640 pieces plus 4 figures, and retails for $70. I gotta say, this is not the first time I've ever been able to purchase a Sith Infiltrator, and I'm kind of interested in seeing what it's all about. The front of the box art shows off the set in its full glory, with a wonderful view of Tatooine, including the Twin Suns, along with showing off one of its main play features, deploying its 3 probe droids. And props to LEGO for getting the correct amount of probe droids in this set. Plus, it also shows up all 4 of your figures: Darth Maul, Qui-gon Jinn with a nice poncho piece, young Anakin Skywalker, and the big draw when it comes to figures, the exclusive 25th anniversary figure of Saw Gerrera from Rogue One. One of the main figures from Rogue One that we haven't had in LEGO form yet. The top of the box art has the same like bluish gray coloring for the 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars, plus the nice little 25th anniversary of Phantom Menace symbol on it, plus a 1:1 scale image of the Darth Maul minifigure. Turning the box around, you can once again see the full set in all its glory with all 3 of your figures, plus showing off Darth Maul's Sith Speeder, along with all the play features such as opening the cockpit, firing a pair of spring-load shooters, and opening the top to put in your probe droids and deploying them. As you can see, it's got the usual thumb taps, so you do have to damage the box in order to get it open. But let's go ahead and see what all is inside. Alright, so looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bags of parts. Okay, wasn't expecting that many. I thought it would be 4, maybe 5. Alright, taking a look at the instruction manual. It's actually pretty thick for what it is. And it has the usual CGI rendering of the set on the front of the instruction manual. Although, to be honest, I think LEGO's getting better at doing the CGI renders, because that actually doesn't look too bad. The front page, once again, has the ad for the paper bags, which, once again, there are no paper bags in this set. And got a nice little ad to join the celebration of the LEGO Star Wars 25th anniversary, plus a little image showing you how to use the included brick separator, and then just jump straight into the build. Any ads for other sets? Let's find out. See, there's all your parts and no advertisements. You'd think with as big as the 25th anniversary line of sets has been, you'd think they would do an advertisement showing them all, but apparently not. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the time lapse of this build, starting right now. Alright, the build is done. That took about 2.5 hours, give or take, which actually I think I did pretty good pace, especially considering I had a movie playing in the background. So, I will say that the Infiltrator might be a bit, I'm not sure if it might be a bit smaller than what I thought it would be, but I think it's a pretty decent size, although there are some issues I have with it. But we'll start off as I usually do with this review, that being with the minifigures. So for our first figure, we have Qui-gon Jinn. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Why am I starting with him and not Darth Maul, considering the set is Darth Maul's Infiltrator? Reason number 1, it's my video. I'm going to do the figures in the order I want them to. 2, Qui-Gon Jinn is my personal favorite the Jedi, so a little personal bias. And 3, there is a very specific reason why I want to do Darth Maul later. So we're starting with Qui-Gon. Starting off, I do like the look for the primary face, a very neutral face. I think they might still be using the same Qui-Gon hairpiece that they've had basically from the start of Lego Star Wars 25 years ago. It might be a little bit updated, but if it is, it's not by much. I honestly can't tell the difference. His lightsaber is in the usual metallic gray, and the green blade looks pretty good, with the exception that you can kind of see the mark where the mold for the piece came off. But other than that, the blade looks really good. It does have a nice poncho piece. We'll go ahead and get that off. It is of a it's an interesting cloth piece, actually. It's very soft on the outside, but a little rough on the inside. But it looks really good. When we're taking that off, you can see Qui-Gon's other face, which is a more battle-ready face, a little more angry. Good detailing on the torso, no detailing on the arms, but you do have a little bit of metallic gray on the belt buckle and on the side. The little bit of skin on the neck area is a little light compared to the face, as is the usual robes being a little bit light compared to the rest of the torso on the legs, but good detailing there as well. And just a little bit of detailing on the legs in the boots. Taking a look at the back, taking off the hairpiece, you get a little bit more metallic gray on the back. Other than that, very well done Qui-Gon Jinn figure. And I'm sure that poncho is going to make people wonder why in the world Cal Kestis didn't get a poncho in his appearance in the new Imperial Star Destroyer. But overall, this is a very well done Qui-Gon Jinn figure, with the exception of the miscoloration that has unfortunately become a norm when it comes to Lego Star Wars figures. And for figure number 2, we have young Anakin Skywalker. He's using, I believe that is the Hobbit hairpiece. He's from Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit in, I believe, Sam Brown. Nice, happy looking face for his regular face, and he does have a second face with a more shocked or surprised look, probably from when he first sees Darth Maul. He is using the kid legs, very appropriate. He is 9 years old in the movie, and you get some good detailing both on the front and back of the torso with the belt. A couple pouch is on the back, plus that little rope-like undershirt underneath his main clothes. Pretty simple for a young Anakin Skywalker, but it does what it needs to do, so I'm not going to complain about it. And for our third figure, we finally get to Darth Maul, who has already become controversial for one simple thing. As you notice, he doesn't have pupils. Just for a little confirmation that they most certainly can, here is the Darth Maul from the Duel on Naboo set, where he most certainly does have them. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about the lack of pupils on this guy. I mean, it would have been nice to have that little detail, but does it really need it? I'm honestly not sure. I mean, to be honest, he kind of looks freaky enough without him. Anyway, he does have the usual Darth Maul horn piece. Is on top, and and as you can see, they actually did manage to get a little bit of the red on his face. In fact, you can almost line it up just perfectly to where the black and red line up where it is on the head. He does have his dual-bladed lightsaber, and one thing I will take a little bit of the knockoff of for the Qui-Gon figure, the little notch where the mold comes off. If you put in the lightsaber blade into the hilt the right way, it does completely cover up that notch. Okay, so again, it is a little disappointing that the notch is still there once the piece detaches from the mold, but it is nice that little notch can be hidden. Anyway, good detailing for the robes all over. Almost a little disappointed that The little pouch there is still in black, not given brown. But I'm honestly not sure how well that would have come out, to be honest. Anyway, no arm printing, just a little bit of detailing on the back, and a little bit of detailing on the feet as well. Although strangely enough, they are still using the regular lightsaber hilt instead of the Monkey Kid staff piece, which is even more odd when you take a look at the fourth and final figure. And here is our fourth and final figure, the 25th anniversary Saw Gerrera from Rogue One. And here is why I brought up that Monkey Kid staff piece. He's actually using that in his staff. So why they aren't using this for Darth Maul's dual-bladed lightsaber is beyond me. Anyway, beyond that, the printing on the face and good scarring on the front and back. I don't. Oh, he does have a double-sided face, which is a little bit more angry. Good choice on the hairpiece as well. The color on the armor, I gotta admit, that's a little confusing. I know there have been people who have complained about Lego using dark green when they think the armor should be teal, but taking a look at all the pictures I've ever seen of Saw Gerrera's armor, whether it be from Rogue One, Rebels, Andor, the Black Series figure, I gotta say the color is inconsistent throughout. It varies. Because I actually have seen images of Saw with this shade of green, but I have seen it in teal. I've seen it in darker green. I've seen it in quite a few colors between green and teal. So I think it's okay that Lego went with the dark green here. Anyway, he does use the Wrecker armor piece here, which works out to great effect, I will say. Good job on Lego, basically getting the print almost exactly matched up with both the armor piece and the torso, which has quite a bit of detail. The one bit of detail I am a little disappointed that I don't see is that I don't see the breathing mask he has to use in Rogue One to breathe when he sometimes has to breathe. I guess it like he doesn't need it all the time. My guess is it has some sort of breathing medicine. I don't know. Oh, and, anyway, like I said, awesome detail on the torso and the legs. No detailing on the arms. The cape piece looks really good, although I don't think it has the exact same image that you see in Rogue One. I'll try to get an image of that for the video, but if you there we go. Take a look at the back of the torso. Once you get everything off, it's relatively simple, but but it looks really good. Let me get this guy put back together. You do see that the cape is the one-hole type of cape that we've been seeing in superheroes for a while. Whoop. There we go. Now he's put back together. Also, I forgot to mention he does have one dark-skinned hand and one gray hand. I believe that is meant to say he's got a prosthetic for that, which, to be honest, take a look at Rogue One, that's actually quite accurate. In fact, he actually knows he's got a bit of metallic gray painting on his right foot there because he's got a metal leg there. Basically, it's like he's told Jin in Rogue One, there's not much of him left. A lot of him is cybernetic. Also, he comes with the usual 25th anniversary stand, and with the lovely blue and metallic gray print on the plaque. I am happy to say that there are no stickers in this set, and they do include a 2x4 black plate so you can attach it to the other 25th anniversary figures in your collection. Right now, the only one I've got is Fives from Boarding Tainted 4, which you guys know I picked up on May 4th. So now I've got two of these guys, so that makes me very happy. So that's all the figures in the set. Let's move on to the main builds. So first off, there are a few secondary builds. First off, you get 3 of these Sith probe droids. They're very simple builds, only about 9 pieces per droid. But like I said, you do get 3 of them. Do like the fact that they went with this little piece here to kind of symbolize that they have a couple of antennas on the top, and of course the little red eye. And these will become part of one of the main play features in the Sith Infiltrator itself. And then for the fourth of these smaller builds, we have Darth Maul's Sith Speeder. This thing's been showing up ever since 1999, but I think this might be the smallest and maybe the simplest version of the Sith Speeder we've ever seen. With the main standout for this being the fact that the handle is in metallic gray and the clip piece is in metallic or drum lacquer gold. Quite an interesting color piece. One thing you'll notice is that there are no studs in the seat of the speeder. It's only one stud wide. The only way you can actually get Darth Maul to actually sit in his speeder is if you have his hands clipped on to the handlebar. But to be honest, it actually does look pretty good on there. It doesn't look super oversized like Lego likes to do with their motorcycle-esque builds. But it's rather interesting that this is the only way you can actually get Maul on his speeder. So that's all in the small builds. Let's move on to the Sith Infiltrator itself. And here is the Sith Infiltrator itself. As I said, it is a bit smaller than what I thought it would be. It is about 11 inches long and about 8 inches wide at the wings. So, yeah, a little bit smaller than what I thought, but I don't think this is actually the smallest Sith Infiltrator they've ever made. Starting off, I do like I said, all the pieces, all the details in this set are either brick built or printed. So yes, this piece is printed, and it does look pretty good on there as well. Quite a bit of greebling on this set as well. We got ingot pieces. I actually got a couple pieces I don't recognize. It's this piece right here. It's basically a pair of minifigure binoculars with a 1x1 circular stud fused to it at the bottom. So it makes for an interesting piece. Instead, we got these like almost like robot grip pieces, robot arm pieces here on the side. Interesting, a bit of greebling there. Like I said, quite a few ingot pieces all around. And we got minifigure roller skate pieces, and actually quite a few lights here as well. Got switching off from red and green, plus quite a bit of red headed up there at the cockpit. There was in the cockpit glass, and an interesting in combination of the transparent green 2x2 with grating on the back for the engines. Starting off with play features, we have what might be one of the best hidden spring-loaded shooters that Lego Star Wars has ever done. You can kind of see the bolts underneath the nose here, but the trigger is these two gray ingot pieces right here. All you have to do is push down on those ingots and they will fire. So yeah, very well hidden, about as well hidden as you could ask for. The next play feature ain't so hidden. It's this very large, almost bulbous size protrusion here in the middle of the ship. You lift that up, and this is the storage bay for your probe droids that I showed off. One thing I will point out is you open it up, you can see there's quite a bit of color in there. Got a couple of greens, plus the usual Star Wars pink piece is in there. As you guys are probably aware of, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before. Someone at Lego Star Wars said, the one color you'll probably never see in the Star Wars set is pink. And then basically another one of the Star Wars set designers was like, oh yeah, challenge accepted, and started hiding pink pieces in basically every Star Wars set he ever made. But as you can see, you open this thing up, this thing ain't so well hidden. Which is kind of weird considering there's already pink pieces hidden in here. In fact, you take a look at if you can, let me see. Let me see if this helps. So yeah, it does lift it just a little bit. Okay, I can't really lift it up, but actually you can kind of see. Don't really know if I can get where it'll show off, but underneath those ingot pieces, there's actually a pink piece that's quite a bit more hidden than that, and there's actually a little bit of pink hidden underneath, hidden in here as well. So they did sneak in the pink, but and for this time they made it a bit too obvious. I think the idea is like the pink's in there, you know it's in there because you built it, but you can't see it. So I think that one's a little bit of a bummer. They could have easily just done that in gray and done that in light gray and call it good. Anyway, that open the storage bay, and this is where you hide your 3 probe droids. Bit of a tight fit, but they will all fit in there. In fact, oh, okay. I was gonna say, depending on how you shake this thing, you might not even know they're there. But then you basically flip it over, and here is the storage bay for it, and here is the little trigger for it. I kid you not. This is probably this is the smallest gap I've ever seen in Lego make for one of these little traps. Like that space, this like reddish brown plate, that's the only thing keeping this door open. And I kid you not, I measured it personally, and the bit of the piece that's holding it together is only a millimeter thick. That's it. That's the only thing holding this thing, holding it together, holding it, keeping that door open, keeping that door closed. But you pull that back, and out come your probe droids. So just again, it's just a millimeter of a like a 2x3, 2x4 plate holding that door closed, but it gets the job done. I gotta admit, I was quite surprised seeing just how little of that piece was holding that door closed. I actually went through the instruction manual. I was like, did I build this right? Is it supposed to be that little? And well, turns out it is. So yeah, quite surprised about that. One thing I am a little disappointed about these little arms, you may have even noticed in the time lapse, is that they come off almost too easily. So yeah, those are your majority of your main play features. The wings do fold and are able to fold out. They are on the regular clip joints, and so they do fold out to their regular position. But when you go to land, they do fold out. And speaking of landing, they do provide the simplest and possibly smallest landing gears that I've ever seen on a Lego Star Wars set. Quite possibly too small, because the landing gears don't even go down to where the bottom of the cockpit is. So instead of sitting straight up like this, it kind of droops down a bit. So I was like, when I built that, I was like, Lego, why didn't you make the landing gears as long as necessary to, so that the ship can sit flat? Why did it make it so small? I mean, come on. How hard would it be to get a technical piece in between here that they can just sit flat? Other than that, their other main plane feature is the opening cockpit, which opens quite a bit. You open up the top, these 2 corners here, and the back, and there is your cockpit. You see, there is a 1x2 cheese slope in there with a printed tile, and you can fit Darth Maul in there, speeder and all. Don't know about the lightsaber. You could probably do it. Let me see if I can get. Let me see if I can get it in there. You probably have to take it apart, but see, there we go. And yep, there we go. Darth Maul, Sith speeder, and lightsaber, and it all folds up just fine. And he is ready to take off. So that's everything with the Sith Infiltrator. Pretty good selection of play features. Let's go ahead and move on to extra pieces. And here are your extra pieces. Of course, since with these large, getting around $100 price point sets, so you come with a simple brick separator. We got ourselves a couple extra lightsaber hilts, one extra for both Qui-gon and Darth Maul. Got an extra one of the roller escape pieces in metallic gray, and quite a good few transparent pieces. Is an extra Darth Maul headpiece. Is an extra pink piece, which, to be honest, kind of surprises me. And the other main thing that jumps out at me is an extra bolt for the spring-loaded shooter. So quite a few extra pieces, more than I'm used to getting when it comes to the Lego set. This is more along the lines of what I expect from a Mega set. So that's everything in the set. Let's go on to my final thoughts. So, what do I think of this set? Well, for starters, I'm not sure it's worth the $70 price point. I think it'd be close. It'd be more worth it. If it was in the $50, $60 range. But 70 seems a bit much. I would wait until either you can get it on sale, or I'm pretty sure Amazon tends to have this guy on sale, or you can use some of your Lego VIP points to knock down on that price a bit. But for my first Sith Infiltrator, I gotta say I think the word I'm looking for is satisfied. And it doesn't blow me out of the water, but it's a pretty good set. The figure selection is about as good as you could ask from for definitely depicts a specific thing seen in Phantom Menace. Where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are on their way to the ship when Maul intercepts them. And then of course Thorn and the Infiltrator, because that is the main build of this set. Like I said, the play functions work pretty well. One thing I will say about those spring-loaded shooters is maybe they're either hidden too well, or they could have been, or it would have been nice if they were in a different place. Because one thing I've noticed just from moving things around doing this video is that I've noticed that the triggers for those spring-load shooters is where I instinctively want to grab the ship. So I'm constantly setting them off. I mean, that might just be me, but yeah, it would have been nice if they were maybe either not so well hidden or were placed somewhere else. Somewhere where like you look like this is where I usually want to grab them, and of course, like I said, they tend to fire off as soon as I grab the darn thing. So I'm like, wait, what happened? Where'd the shots go? But yeah, other than that, play functions work pretty well. Like I said, I wish that those pink pieces in the probe droid bay weren't pink. Right then they go with the regular light gray. It would have made more sense. Like I said, the joke with the pink pieces is that they're in the set, but you don't see them. But in that, you see them every time you go to use one of the main play features. And again, the landing gear, those should have been longer. But all in all, a pretty good set. Nice to finally get Saw Gerrera as a Lego figure. Like, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this at the beginning of the movie, but if I didn't, he is one of the main characters in Rogue One. We were definitely missing. I think the other ones would be Galen Erso and Mon Mothma. Argument could be made for Darth Vader, although we get him all the time. Although it would be nice to finally get a Darth Vader where the eyes are red instead of black. And then probably also Tarkin, other than the two Death Star playsets. The only set I know he's been put in is the A-Wing and Vader's TIE Fighter set from Rebels Season 2. So it'd be nice to get him in a new, not so expensive set. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. Like I said, not sure it's worth $70, but pretty solid set. And a nice addition to the both the Lego Star Wars 25th anniversary and a nice set to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So, that is my review on this set. Thank you for joining me for it. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. You can check out some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds. Hit like, subscribe, all that jazz if you enjoyed the video. and I'll see you all in the next video. Later, everybody!